Hey, this is Hans from Dakota Angler and Outfitter. In this video we are tying a wire bodied soft hackle. Got a wet fly hook in the vise. You can use a Tiemco 3769 or a Daiichi 1560. I'm going to start by putting some thread just behind the eye. I'm going to use red thread and red wire on this pattern, but you can change that up depending on what color soft hackle you want to tie. I'm going to use a fairly large gauge wire since I'm using a size 12 hook, and you can modify that based on how heavy you want this soft hackle and what size hook you're using. So I'm going to take some red ultra wire, medium, tie that in just back from the eye. Wrap nice tight wraps going back, and then come right forward again, nice touching turns, but keep your thread tension fairly high here. Now what I like to do to get this heavy gauge wire started is kind of put my thumbnail there and then start wrapping, because it has a tendency to want to move underneath your thread when you start wrapping heavy gauge wire if you don't have enough thread tension on it, or you can kind of even see it underneath there, bent around, but it's all good. Try to keep those fairly tight turns as you're going forward. Once you're up at your tie-in point for your wire, tie that wire off, and then to remove it you can cut it, or with copper wire just wiggle it until it breaks, and then you'll have a nice clean tie off point. I'm going to take some Here's Your Plus natural, just get a little ball of dubbing on there, you don't need a lot. Start back just a little farther. There we go. And then we'll put on our soft hackle. This is going to be partridge soft hackle. I got a feather here that I've stripped away the fluff from the bottom. Don't like that one actually. Tips of the feathers are broken. Start over here. So here's a feather, we'll get rid of that fluffy stuff. Then I'm actually going to take, once I've got the fluff cleaned off, we'll fold the fibers back so that I've got a little bit of the point of the feather there, and then I can take my scissors and actually trim off a good chunk of that. And then we'll tie in that little triangular piece there. If I got anything in the way, I'm just going to fold it all back. It's out of the way. Now, since this is a short feather, I'm going to take some hackle pliers, fold those back, hackle pliers on there, fold those fibers back, just kind of half start that, there we go. Start a little half wrap and then keep going around. I keep kind of tweaking the fibers, making sure they align a nice swept back fashion as I go around. Oops. There we go. Alright, now that I've got those wrapped, if you had more fibers you wouldn't want to keep wrapping. You really only want about a turn, maybe a turn and a half. Tie that off. Fold everything back. Get a couple wraps from my head. As for this fly, I'm just going to throw in a couple half hitches so I don't get too big of a head. We'll do one more half hitch and then I can put some glue on it later. There we go. My stem is buried in there somewhere. There it is. Trim out the stem. So there we go. We got a little Wire Bodied Soft Hackle. This has been a great fly as a dropper for me this year. I use it behind a dry fly frequently, and it gets down just a little quicker than a fly that doesn't have any kind of weight on it. And I've done quite well with this. Mess around, you can tie it in black or blue or purple or whatever color wire you want to use. And it helps kind of get that fly down in front of the fish. And these bright colored wires are nice this time of year. I'm tying this in the winter. And those Wire Bodied Soft Hackles have been very effective for me in the winter, especially with these, you know, bright colors like a red body. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.